Motivation and preparation led to a new sensation, new creation. That's what you're facing. Now watch my elevation.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is our reaction to Jaime Munguia versus Jimmy Kelly. And I'm going to start this one off with Trill Dollar Bill. What was your reaction to that fight?
He lucky he landed that hook when he did. You know? Shout out to Kelly. Kelly was putting in that work. You know, he showed how to beat the young guy. He showed how to beat the young guy. And he just couldn't keep it up. Shout out to the ref for helping Munguia. Because if he didn't break him up and give him that space, and homeboy came and had his hands down, he caught him right when after the ref broke him up and was telling him don't be holding and all that. The ref gave him a little space and he was able to connect, and he wasn't able to survive after that hook. So shout out to the ref and shout out to Kelly though, because I thought that this was just a showcase for Munguia, and it basically showed that he is still a work in progress also. If you really want to make some money, the two kids, you should put them together. Berlanga and Munguia, because they both works in progress, and it's good. Mexico versus Puerto Rico, and you can make a lot of money. Both guys, to me, got a lot of work to do, and they got a lot to work on because Munguia, even with all those 40 fights, he ain't ready for the top dogs, you know. But I'm gonna follow the bouncing ball because we're gonna get into that. But I just think he need to slow his roll, and if they're talking about any fights, maybe these young bulls can do something special.
Now, hold on, Trill. Let me double check on that. G, we don't got another topic on Munguia, right?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, do? Oh, okay. Go ahead, G. I mean, yeah. All right, go ahead, Trill. Back to you, man. I just want to double check, just in case, so you can get into it.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Like I was saying, I was done. I wouldn't mind seeing the young bulls go at it, you know, and do something special there, you know, because I think both guys are not ready, not yet, especially after all those fights. Definitely, maybe it's still not ready for the elite guys at 168 or 160.
Right. Conspiracy G, what was your reaction to the fight?
All right, I look at it two different ways. I've showed a lot of critique for Munguia in the past, right? But however, the difference between Munguia and Berlanga is Munguia literally is like ranked, you know, like number 1 or like number 2 in most of the for the belts and everything, right? So he's next up essentially. It's like he's ready, you know what I mean? Like, or at least he's supposed to be ready based upon his rankings. Now, his performance yesterday, honestly, it wasn't that bad, to be honest with you, right? I like Munguia's style. It's actually an entertaining style. Like, you know, every time he fights, it's going to be explosive. He's going to let his hands go. He throws combinations. The only problem is he gets caught sometimes. He gets hit. But, again, he's entertaining, right? This Kelly kid, the difference, I think what it was is he was fairly unknown, right? I honestly thought it was a showcase for Munguia also, Trill, right? But hey, man, sometimes when you don't really know the guy that you're fighting, that dude might be nice. And come to find out, Kelly was actually nice, you know? So, and that could happen to any fighter, right? So I just feel like, Munguia caught, he was in a little situation, but then he cleaned up and got him out of there, And so salute to Kelly for making it entertaining, but salute to Munguia for figuring out a way to find that W, because I was like, oh man, like, he's in trouble. This Kelly kid's actually nice with it, but hey, man, that's why you like fighters, right? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't want to cut in, but he's not too much of a fairly unknown, the Kelly guy. He lost to two guys that Jamie already knocked out. It was just
that's like an easy touch. It is an easy touch.
No, it was supposed to be an easy touch. That's what I'm saying. He's not a fairly unknown. They thought that he would be able to go in there. This guy just had a different plan. He wasn't gonna lay down. Shout out to the ref.
Yeah. So, but I like Jaime Munguia, man, for real. Like the kid, he's entertaining, man. So I could see why Oscar's protecting him. I understand. They building him up, which rightfully so. I wish, Edgar's team would do that for him. Like build these dudes up the right way, man. When they get there, then they'll get there. But I do disagree with Trill on making a Munguia Berlanga fight right now. They're both potential stars. I wouldn't even risk that right now with those two gentlemen. You know what I mean? Like, let them become, peak level athletes, and then they face off and make this a huge pay-per-view, But as of right now, they're both trying to make their names. You know what I mean? So, let Golden Boy do what they're doing with Jaime, and then let Top Rank do what they do with Berlanga. And then one day they'll get up there, man. But
how many more fights Munguia need to make his name? How many more fights Munguia need?
And I'm just saying, and I'm scared. I'm scared, G. I'm scared.
Wait a minute. Let me backtrack.
You guys might have messed around and lose to one of these guys that not supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm gonna keep it 100. Munguia, he's ready now, right? This is the best he's gonna be. Like, yeah, any man could improve, but it's not gonna be that dramatic, right? Like Berlanga, there's a lot of room for him for improvement, right? Munguia is kind of like, bro, you're fundamentally sound, like you know how to defend yourself. You just choose not to. You just choose to be careless, but you know how to do it. Like, there's a lot of things Berlanga just doesn't know how to do. Like, Berlanga's still trying to figure out how to set up punches. Munguia knows how to do that. Munguia knows how to throw combinations. It's just Munguia sometimes he'll just throw defense to the wind and just start slugging it out, and he gets caught. Like, hey, man, that's what it is. But that's what makes him, or that should make him a star. My only thing is, Munguia, will that style work on champions? Will that work on a Triple G? On a Boo Boo? On a Charlo? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's helping you out right now, and hopefully you learn from these experiences. This Kelly fight, hopefully that wakes you up. Like, all right, man, I got to get back to my fundamentals. I know I'm trying to make exciting fights, but I'm too careless at times. I got to, dial down a little bit. But nonetheless, man, Jaime, and I always critique you for a lot of things, but I like your style. Like, for real. Like, I feel like in the ring, you're more well put together than a Berlanga. Like, Berlanga got a lot more work. You're almost there. You should already be there because you got mandatory statuses in certain belts. So it's like, I don't know how much more time you need. You know what I mean? So just do what you got to do, man. And hopefully you win something, but stay away from Charlo.
All right. TBE.
Nah, Jim Kelly was looking good last night, but Jaime Munguia there's that one thing about boxing. If you can throw a punch, you gotta be able to take a punch. And at some point, Jim couldn't take a punch, and he got knocked down.
That was deep, son. I feel you.
He got knocked down 3 times, and after the 3rd time, I was just like, "Just call it off." Because what was it? 46 seconds left in the round when when the 3rd knockdown happened, and it's gonna be an onslaught after that. So, I heard earlier G told me he was mad.
My fault. Thank you, Ned. I totally forgot to bring that up. I honestly disagree with the ref. I felt like that stoppage was early. Kelly wasn't really that hurt. Yeah, I understand he got dropped a couple of times, but he got up. He had all his faculties. He was good, bro. Like, he was good. I felt like they could have kept that going. You know what I mean? Unlike other fights. But that fight right there, they should have gave Kelly a chance, man, because he was doing good. That's all I'm saying.
He was doing good, but when that 3rd knockdown happened and there was 46 seconds left in the right, Jaime Munguia was like licking his chops, ready to take that boy head off. So, like, good job. I'm not mad at the stoppage because it was just like he was getting battered right by there. So.
Battered, all right, that's a force.
G said there's a difference between Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga, and he's right. The difference is 20 fights. That's the difference. 20 fights. Jaime Munguia has been fighting that level of competition for 40 fights. His step-up fight was Gabe Rosado. Right? I'm telling you right now, I believe Edgar Berlanga beats Gabe Rosado. So, what are we talking about? But it's very interesting how Munguia is viewed differently in comparison to Edgar Berlanga. Let's start with this fact. Yeah, Berlanga was in a tough fight, but he wasn't getting flat out whooped the way Munguia was. Jimmy Kelly was looking like Kelly Pavlik in there with the bald head and the beard and the way he was beating up on Munguia. I was like, I swear, yo, I had to look at my TV like, is that Kelly Pavlik in there? Like, that's Kelly Pavlik's son. Like, he was in there whooping Munguia. And Munguia's lucky. I don't want to say lucky because he threw the punch. There's no such thing as a lucky punch, right? Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And this man saw the shot. He delivered the shot. But until that point, there was a lot of worry with Oscar, Munguia's corner, and everything. And he was supposed to steamroll Kelly because, as Trill pointed out, Kelly has already been beaten by two people who Munguia already beat. So that's the type of guy they're putting in the ring with him. Oh, yeah, we already beat two guys who beat him, so we know that Munguia is supposed to beat him. That's not what Berlanga did. You see, but the difference is, like, because he knocked out a dude who he was supposed to knock out anyway, everyone's like, oh, yeah, you know, blah, blah. That's what I don't like about boxing. For me, it's about taking the real risk. It's about who fought the tougher competition. See, anyone can lose. But when you lose fighting real fighters, the L isn't as detrimental to your career as it would be if you would have lost to Jimmy Kelly. If Jimmy Kelly would have beat Munguia, Munguia would have went. Like, so for me, he looked horrible. Munguia got exposed. People talk about Berlanga. Berlanga showed he needs to work on things and he needs to improve. To me, Munguia got exposed because you're 40 fights in. You're number one contender for this, number one contender for that, and you don't want those fights when you're number one contender because you want to fight a guy who lost twice to two guys you've already beaten, and then you go in there and get exposed like that. Whereas Edgar's actually saying, let me step up in class. See, every time Edgar comes out, he's fighting someone a little bit better than the guy he fought before. I respect that. At least I do. Whereas when I see Munguia, I can't even tell. Like, you fought Gabe, didn't turn around and fight this guy? What happened? They saw you in there with Gabe and said, oh, you're not ready yet. We're going to bring you back down to this low level. At what point is Munguia really going to fight somebody? Is it going to be when he's 80-0? You understand? Like, so come on now. I just don't want to hear it. And I mean, I can check. How old is Munguia?
He looked young.
25.
25. How old is Berlanga?
Hold on.
Let me look this up real quick. 25.
Oh, that's the same age. I thought Berlanga would have been younger.
So he's 25. Berlanga's 25.
Stand on what I said.
Yeah, he's been fighting professionally longer than Berlanga.
And he still look like that.
Yeah, Berlanga's 20-0. He's 40-0. They're the same age. He's been doing this. He's been in there, and that's what I'm getting at. That's why I'm saying, like,
I know exactly what you're saying. You know what it is you're saying, bro? It's not who's right. It's who's liked.
Yeah.
It's not who's right. It's who's liked. It's basically what it is.
Basically, and that's what I'm saying. Yo, it's a lot easier to look good when you're fighting Jim Kelly's of the world. Yo, let's be real. Jim Kelly's the kind of dude Berlanga was beating. I don't want to say that. Jim Kelly's better than that. But my point is, Berlanga was beating guys in one round, steamrolling them. Berlanga could have said, yo, let's bring the streak to 20. He said, nah, man, like I want to really push myself. Gets no credit for that. Meanwhile, Munguia don't take a fight with Boo Boo Andre. Munguia don't take no big fights. He's fighting Jimmy Kelly and damn near got his head boxed off for about 4.5 rounds.
Gave Morales a heart attack in that corner.
Yeah. And look at who his
you letting
trainer
the fight
is.
go away, get away from us. That's what
Yeah. And look at who his trainer is. Eric Morales, El Terrible, one of the best Mexican fighters ever.
my man.
Like, I just look who his promoter is, Oscar De La Hoya, protecting him because that's one of his assets now. I just feel like if you're gonna critique Berlanga a certain way, critique Munguia the same way. Munguia at 40 fights in should be dominating competition like Jimmy Kelly. He should have already, since he's already number one contender, he should have already tried to fight for the actual belts. Nah, he's living in that soft spot because everyone's going to keep giving him a pass as long as he keeps knocking out easy guys. But somehow there was a problem when Berlanga was knocking out them guys easy. Like I said, it's different standards for different people. You know what I mean? And that's what I don't like. Munguia look horrible to me, and Munguia is not that good, and he will get exposed in due time.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Elevation out now on all major streaming services. Don't forget to lock in with us June 14th when we do the Brothers Listening Party. It's the Boxing Bros.